Well, good morning, beautiful, and welcome to a little bit of makeup and a whole lot of Jesus. We're going to be spending about the next 45 minutes together putting on our makeup and learning a Bible verse. This week it's actually going to be a Bible verse, so I know you're going to breathe a sigh of relief. It'll give you a little bit of chance to catch up on anything that you got a little bit behind on. So the foundation verse for this podcast is going to be Psalm 119, verse 11. I have hidden your word in my heart that I might not sin against you. So let me get that off there. We're going to get our verse that we're going to be working on this week, scrolling across the bottom of our screen. There we go. So for this week, we are going to be working on verse 12. And verse 12 is anyone who meets... Oh my goodness, I can't read that over there. Okay, don't have my glasses on. Anyone who meets a testing challenge head on and manages to stick it out is a fortunate. Oh my goodness. For such persons loyally in love with God, the reward is life and more life. James 1:12. And that kind of rounds out the paragraph that we have been working on and memorizing. So I hope you have been enjoying that. So let's dive in and get going with our look for today. So we are going to continue on with our theme of the Urban Decay Metal Mania, because one of my things that I like to work on is taking most advantage of the palettes that you have. So we're not just using like two colors, but we're making the most of what it is that we have. So we're going to try a couple new, not new for me, but we're going to do a couple new things on here today. So we're going to start out kind of in our traditional way though. So we're going to start out with our Urban Decay primer. And we are going to just take one pump of that. Oh, let me get I can hear the chat stinging over there. So sorry. Good morning. Yeah, I know. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to ignore you. Okay, so one pump right here. And one pump is going to do your whole face here. We're going to start in the center. So we're starting already. Having done our skincare routine, face is already clean. Yes, my hair is shorter. All right. And we're just going to put that any place where we notice any slippage of our foundation. Maybe you need a little help with oil control. Any place you have a little difference in texture, you're going to use that to smooth out what you have. And then we're going to use that around the lips because that's going to help keep the lipstick in and keep the creeping from coming out. Okay, so it's just going to help a lot of things. So from the center of the face, just work your way out with that. And we're going to be using our Bye Bye Under Eye in the shade Light Nude. Now hang on, we're going to do something else fun with concealer in just a minute. Now today I'm just going to be using a little bit because we're going to do some fun stuff with the others. So we're going to go under the eye here. And this is going to go any place you want to. Well, actually, I think that little bubble at the top was a little bigger than I thought. It's okay. We'll be fine. Anything that, any hyperpigmentation, darkness, redness, anything that you want covered, this bad boy can get you. So that Bye Bye Under Eye is truly a magnificent product. So it does a little better once it's warmed up to your skin. So we're going to let that set just a minute while we're talking. I just caught a glimpse of myself down there. Yeah, may have gotten a little carried away with it today. That's okay. We'll be fine. I am using the new Star Foundation brush from It Cosmetics. So cute. Has that star shape there. Not really sure the shape does anything for you, but you know what? It's cute. It makes me happy. And it makes it super easy to hold because you've got these little parts of the star that are just like perfect for putting your hand in there. So now that we've let that warm up just a little bit, we're going to use that brush to blend out that concealer. We're going to use it on our eyelid there, kind of like our primer. It's going to help our eyeshadow colors to show their true selves and do a little bit better job in performing. All right. And you can see now we've kind of leveled out the playing field for our colors. So we're going to do our foundation, and then the fun is going to start. So I am still using and still loving the new CC Natural Matte from It Cosmetics. This is a beautiful foundation, especially for that combo leaning to oily skin. So I am the shade, let's see, good question. What shade am I? I am light neutral. And so you are literally going to take your brush, and we are just going to put one full pump right there in the center of that. We're just going to kind of dot it a few places. I think I got a little heavy on the forehead there. And then we're going to start blending out. And now we're going to give it some circular motions to fully blend. So, things I like about this foundation. First off, you can see beautiful coverage. Second off, a little bit goes a long way. And it has everything you need all in the foundation. You've got skincare in there. You've got the SPF. You've got great coverage. It's not just a beautiful coverage. It's skin loving as well. So beautiful, beautiful. We're going to blend that down under the neck so we don't have any kind of like line thing going on. And then we're going to catch up here in the corner. All right. Once you have got that exactly where you want it, let the fun begin. So we're going to play with two things. So I am going to use two of the Lancome Tint Idole concealers. And this isn't something that we've done on live before, but super fun. And I've been playing with it a little bit lately. So I thought I would bring it. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to start out with the shade 090, which is about 2 shades lighter than my foundation shade. You can see that's significantly lighter. And then we're going to use the 470, which is, for me, probably about 3-4 shades darker. So we're going to start out with the lighter one. And I like to just kind of get the goop off the tip of it. We're going to do here, 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 there, down there, down there, down there. All right. And I am going to, this is actually a Fenty brush. This is the Fenty brush that they did for their, what are those called? The matchsticks, blend stick. Anyways, the little concealer, contouring sticks. Thank you. Oh my gosh, where's my words? Okay, so I just like the shape of it. It does a good job. So we're just going to use that, blend that in just ever so slightly. We want it to kind of show itself, so we don't want to blend it in too much. Just a little bit. Just illuminates that area a little bit. Now we're going to take our darker, which again for me is shade 470. And again, we're just going to kind of like take the tip of that off. And we're going to give it from about right here where the ear is. If you were to draw a line from your corner of your mouth to your ear, right about here. About maybe a third of the way. A little bit there, a little bit there. Okay, that was a little bit heavy-handed. Let's take a little off. There we go. I'm going to catch right beside the nose. Tip. Keep your jawline natural. And catch it right under that jawline. All right. Same brush that we just used. This time we're going to kind of work in upward. And we're going to get that blended up there. We don't want to come too far in. Blending up the side there. And we're just going to go right along where that is and bring that down. Alongside the nose. and up on the forehead. I feel like I need a little bit right there. So just kind of take that brush and dab it off just a little bit on your tissue that you got in your lap there. And we're just going to lighten that up just a smidge. Oh yeah, much better. All right. Now we're going to use, what is this? Blush Lily Glow. This is from Juvia's Place. These are very pigmented, so you don't need a whole lot. And we're just going to give ourselves like 3 little dots right here. And we're going to use that same Fenty brush. Don't tell Fenty. And we're just going to blend that out. You can go ahead and use a little bit you got extra on your brush, kind of get that up there. I know, isn't that such a beautiful pink? Catch the tip of the nose just a smidge. And you can always go back in and add a little bit if you feel like you need just a tidge more of the blush. But once you get too much on there, you kind of there. Nice. All right, now we are going to set that. We are loving our hourglass, so we're going to be using that. Tip it over, give it a couple of taps. I am still using the Beauty Blender puff. Really liking that. It does such a beautiful job of setting that powder. So we're going to take just that tip of that, get a little of that powder on there, work that around the eye. Same thing on the other side. And now we're going to flip it over and we're going to use the bigger end of it. And then let's just set that foundation. You can see once we set it, it just blends out so beautifully. Here, let me get that. I think I'm almost needing more of that hourglass. To try a new one or not. All right. Once you have got that all set and tapped in, you are good to go for our next step. So actually, before we get onto the lips, we are going to say our verse together. So let me wait till it gets, this one's a shorter one, so we just about be there. There we go. Okay, scrolling across your screen. Are you ready? Anyone who meets a testing challenge head on and manages to stick it out is mighty fortunate. For such persons loyally in love with God, the reward is life and more life. James 1:12. And I can't, can you see that? Oh, there it goes. Whoa. Okay, lips. Now we are on to our lips. So today I'm going to be using Wait till you see our Metal Mania color today. I'm super excited about it. So this is going to seem a little until we get the shadow on there. But I'm going to be using the Urban Decay 24/7 lip liner pencil. This is in the shade Jilted. And we're going to, it needs a little bit of a sharpen. I do love my Urban Decay lip pencils, as you can tell by the length or lack thereof of that particular lip pencil. So we're going to give that a nice point sharp on there. We're going to start out in the Cupid's bow. Just give that a nice shape, and then we're going to work out from the top of that Cupid's bow all the way to the outside edge. And unlike last week, our lip liner is not really adding any color. It's just kind of keeping everything in there, kind of giving you like a frame on your picture. So this color pretty much matches the shade of lipstick that we're going to be putting on. And then we're going to come in just a little bit and do a little lighter pressure. This will help your lipstick to last longer and just kind of gives you a nice smooth edge instead of a harsh line for the edge of your lip liner. So today we're going to be using the NYX Suede, and this is in the shade Clinger. Kind of a hot pink color. And this one is a matte. So we're going to go over the edge of the lip liner that we put on. We don't want the lip liner to actually show. Have you ever noticed the smell of these NYX lip products? They have kind of a, I don't know, sort of a almost crayon-like smell. It's a happy memory, but it's there nonetheless. All right, so we are going to dive into our play today for our eyes. And again, we're going to be using the, let me get everything set up here. There we go. We are going to be using the Naked Urban Decay palette. This is the Metal Mania. And today we're going to be living here. We're going to be living in the Double Kick. We're going to be, let's see, Trash, Decadent, and Power Quartz. I'm sorry. I was like looking at it and then you couldn't see it. So here we go. Right there, there, and there. That is where we are going to be living in today. Now, this does come with a brush, so we're going to make the most of that brush today. I think I pretty much don't need to step too much outside of that. So we're going to start out with the fluffy end here, and we are going to use the color Double Kick, which is kind of that neutral. And you're just going to take that, get a little bit on the edge of it, and we're just going to get that up there in the upper part of our brow bone. And on the other side. This is just going to act like a foundational color, just kind of a non-colored color. So you have something to blend out into as we get the other colors on here. Okay, now we're going to use the end of this, only one side of the brush. You're going to just get Decadent on one side. So the other side's just empty. And we're going to do that right here on the inside corner. And we're going to go up just about there. So we're going to work it up so that when you open your eye, you can see it peeking just above where that fold is there. So just onto that brow bone. or eye socket bone. Anyways, whatever that bone is. Right there. So you open your eye, you should be able to see it peeking out over the top. Same thing on the other side. And again, you can do this. We're pretty much going to just be using 3 colors today. So you don't like the Metal Mania palette, that's fine. So pick you some other palette. The light would go on the top, and then it's going to be medium, medium, and a dark. So you can do this with any 4 colors that you want. Doesn't have to be from this palette. Or let's say maybe you've got a Juvia's one that has some of these colors. Elf, it doesn't matter. It could be a different palette, even with the same colors or different. Okay, so we're looking out, straight ahead. We've got the colors peeking out. Oh, how about if I don't get it on my nose? All right, so now we're going to take the other side. We're going to flip it. So we were using the gold on this side. Flip it over, and you're going to get into power chords. So on the back side of that brush, we're going to be having the pink, which is the power chords. That's going to go right here up the center. And you're going to cover about 1/3 of the lid. Again, all the way up to that same up there. So when you open your eye, you want to be able to see it peeking out over the top. And we're going to go to right about here. Same thing on the other side. And you don't need to worry about blending or anything just yet. We'll get to it. And right about there. Okay. There we go. So now you just look like you're crazy. Okay, so the gold side that we used at first, you're now going to go into the trash. Not like the trash, but the colored trash. And on the side where you had the gold, you're going to get trash on there. Oh, I guess we're starting on this side. And that color is going to go right there on that outside edge. And you're going to kind of round out that shape that you got going on there. Again, don't worry too much about blending just yet. We'll get there. And we're finishing out that shape over here. There we go. Okay, so for all of you who hung with me last week to this week, how fun was last week's verse? I struggled with a little bit, not gonna lie. I feel like that was a pretty good hunk, and I was really trying to concentrate on the week before's verse. So I'll look forward to this week being a little bit less, so I can kind of put it all together and wrap it all up, because we are already coming near the end of chapter 1. Can you believe it? All right, so now that we got the colors on there that we're working for, we're going to blend them out a little bit, and then we'll work on the under part of the eye. So let's go back to that gold, or decadent. And we're just going to put a little bit of that right here. And you're just going to go over the line where the pink and the gold meet. Just using a light-handed stroke. If you need to, you feel like your gold's gone too far, dip it back in that pink just a little bit. And blend that out. And by pink, I mean power chords. Now, on the other side over here, you're going to do that same thing where the power chords is meeting the trash. If you feel like you need a little more of the trash, dip in the trash and then blend back over that line just a little bit. And now that part's all blended out. So now we've got that top edge there that's a little, chaotic happening. So we're going to go back to the fluffy brush, just give it a couple taps in that double kick. And then you're going to go over the line right there where that meets the double kick. You don't need to be too heavy with it, just a little bit, but just go over that, just kind of back and forth a little bit, just softening that edge. And you'll see now that is blended out. So it doesn't take a whole lot to get the blending in, just a little bit. Any fallout you might have, you got your little fluffy brush. We're just going to take it and swoop it away. So now what are we going to do with the under part of the eye, Wendy? So we're going to do our liner first, well, part of it, and then we'll work on the coloring for the underside of the eye. So I am going to be using the NYX. Ooh, I can't read that. What is this one called? This one is called the NYX. I think it's retractable eyeliner, and this is in the shade of black. So eyeliner number 1 is going to go from the outside corner to about halfway. And then we're going to do the same thing on the bottom here. So we're going to go from the outside corner about halfway, right where that lash is meeting the skin. What would you call that then? The follicle line? Anyways, you got to go about halfway. And then now we are going to grab this. I'll tell you one of my favorite ones that I have found lately. I think this was in a Real Techniques kit, but it's just kind of a nice, it's a smudger, but it's in an oval shape. So this does a really good job of the work in the under area of the eye when you're trying to add a little bit of color, but control it. So we're mostly going to just be using the tip. So you're just going to, like this, into the shadow. So we're going to start out with Trash. And you're just on the tip of that. And we're going to get it right here. And we're going to just kind of mimic on the underneath what we had going on the top. So Trash is just going to go right here on the outside corner. Blend it up a little bit to the corner there. There you go. And same thing on the other side. Just blend that up a little bit. There you go. You don't need to even dust the brush off or anything. In the spirit of smudging, we're going to do that same thing with the color Power Chords right here in the middle. Just get a little bit on the tip of that. Same thing on the other side. And Power Chords we're going to bring over to just about there. All right. And now we're going to take the edge of the smudger. You can dab it off just a little bit because the color Decadent is so bright. If you want to, you can go ahead and do that. But actually, let's do this. Let's switch over to an eyeliner brush. This is actually an angled brow brush. This is from that same set, that Real Techniques set, but like the way this one performs. So you're going to get that color right there on the tip of that. So just on that very edge. We're going to go to the inside of the eye. And this doesn't really hold very much. You don't want too much on the edge of that or you end up with fallout in a weird spot. And we're going to let that meet Decadent over here. And that's always fun when you end up with something goopy. There you go. There. You can catch the inside of the other eye. And we're going all the way around that corner there. See how that is? So we want it all the way. And if you missed any part on the inside, this is a good opportunity for you to use that liner brush and just kind of touch that up. So anything you're noticing that you might have not got good, perfect opportunity to do that. All right, so we have got that all happening there. Now we're going to do our next liner, which is going to be the Too Faced Better Than Sex Liquid Eyeliner, and this is in the black shade. We are going to uncapped that. Love the tip on this thing. I store this facing down so that the tip is always moist. Oh, I said the word. And we're just going to give a thin line from the inside edge all the way to the outside. And same thing on the other side. All right. Once you have got a nice smooth line. Now you could wing this if you want. I just don't like the way wings look on my eyes. But if you like a winged look, this would be an opportunity for you to do that there. That would be pretty with this particular eye look. So just give a look down, see how you like your colors, admire your handiwork. Okay, so now we are going to take care of our brows while we are all about that liner drying. I am using the NYX Jumbo eye pencil. This is in the shade Cupcake. Whatever your brow product is, you're going to do that here. So if you are using, Anastasia, Benefit, whatever, you'll do that here. I know I talk about my girl Olivia all the time, but if you need help with brow products or with brow shaping, maybe you got a little crazy happening up there, you got some great brow hair, but it's going all over the place, come in, see Olivia, get a brow shaping, lamination. She can help you with all that. Maybe you're like me and your brow hairs are kind of white. You could get a tinting, and that would help with that. Tinting is great because it lasts a couple weeks and you less product. So that's awesome. I know when I had normal color hair, which has been a minute, but I liked the tinting because I had less to do and it actually made me look like I had brow hair. So kind of awesome. All right. So once you've got your brows about where you want, if you're going to set those, with a brow setter, go ahead and do that now. Take a step back, make sure your brows are even. Now let's give our eyes some definition because now we got some great color on there, but we got some holes to the world. So here we go. We today I'm going to be using the Benefit Bad Gal Bang. And that is going to be our mascara. We're going to start out with our tool. This is the, what's it called? The black Tweezerman Onyx Great Grip Eyelash Curler. So we are going to have that first scrolling across the bottom of your screen. Let me see if I can get myself lined up here. There we go. So lash curlers. So you want that to crimp on your lashes, but you don't want it to pinch your eye. So find your sweet spot, get it ready. What we're going to do is we're going to use our Bible verse as our timer. So the verse is pretty decently long, so we'll use that just one time through for today. So you ready? Here we go. Anyone who meets a testing challenge head on and manages to stick it out is mighty fortunate. For such persons loyally in love with God, the reward is life and more life. Okay? Find your sweet spot on the other side. Oop. Okay, there we go. You ready? Here we go. Anyone who meets a testing challenge head on and manages to stick it out is mighty fortunate. For such persons loyally in love with God, the reward, the reward is life and more life. All right, there we go. Okay, so we're going to use the mascara on the top, just one coat on the top because we're going to be putting false lashes on. So we're just going to give it a little bit of color. If your lashes are already black, you may not need to do this step. But for those of you who have pale lashes like me, then this will be a good thing for you. It'll help your lashes to blend in with the false lashes. So just one coat will do it there. Making sure we're covering the tips. And now we're going to get the bottom lashes. This you'll want a little bit better coverage on because you're not going to have false lashes on this. All right, and I do see, there it is. I do see we've got some pretty good fallout here. So we're going to dust that away. And I see I've got some gold happening here. So I'm going to take that magic bullet there and erase that. There we go. Now we're going to get the bottom lashes on the other side. I think this color today would be especially pretty if you have that copper. What is happening with my words today? That cowboy copper color that everybody's doing right now. I think that would be super pretty with this color combo. Okay, and you can see I just touched my brush as I was yapping. So let's take this. Oh, well, that's fun. Right there. And that one's actually probably going to have to be fixed with this. Gotta love it when you touch your brush to your nose. All right, let's see. Did we get a good finish on there? Okay. So today, I know you know how much I love my Juvia's lashes, but today we're going to be using the Kiss. This is the Kiss lashes in the Royal Silk variety. When I first started wearing lashes, this was absolutely one of my favorite lashes. I love these. So these just have a nice kind of... there we go. Let it focus on it. Will it focus? Okay. The Royal Silk just has a little, there's some smooth edge across the top, but it's kind of a little bit jaggedy to a certain extent. So you get kind of a more natural look. Also, it has really nice curl to it. So I just like the curl lashes because I feel like, you know, that's what you want your lashes to do is curl. So it does everything that mine don't. All right. So we're going to use our lash tool. Oh my gosh. Our lash tool. This is from Velour. I know, I just can't with myself. And we're just going to get that off of the tray there. Now remember, if your lashes are not already trimmed to your eye length, you're going to trim from the outside edge. If you put your lashes on and you're feeling poking either on the outside or the inside, your lashes are probably a little bit too long. So just take a little bit on the outside edge and you'll eventually get familiar with each different brand and about how much you need to whack off of each one. So unless you're just like super gifted, you've got big eyes and everything works perfectly for you, yeah, stop bragging. All right, we're going to take our first lash. We're just going to grab hold of it in the middle there. And today I am using the Allure. This is the 18-hour lash glue. And we're going to hold that lash right there in the middle. And we're going to get that adhesive right here on that top edge. And then we're going to do the back edge of the band as well so that we've got nice, even coating of that adhesive there, making sure we pay special attention to the outside edges. Then we're going to set that down. We're going to grab the other one right there in that middle. And we're going to do that same thing on this one. So right on the top of that band. And then put that back in and then cover the back of the band. And then we want to make sure we hit those edges really good. There you go. So now we've set that down. Another thing that's nice about the Royal Silk is it's not really a flare, but you can definitely tell the inside edge from the outside edge. So it just makes it a little bit easier when it's super obvious which way the lashes are supposed to go. So we're gonna chit chat for just a second, and then we're gonna pick up the lash, and then we're gonna put the lash on. So we're gonna give it just a second. The adhesive kind of has a little bit of a shininess to it, and as it dries down, this one is the clear, so it starts out white. As the adhesive dries down, it's going to lose its shiny just a little bit, and then you know you're about ready to put it on. So I'm just going to give it a little bit of a wave here and help it along. All right, so we're going to set that lash right in the middle where the skin and the lash meet. And then we're just going to touch down on the outside edge and then the inside edge, right on that line that we created with that eyeliner. And then you're going to work your lashes in. And if anything lifts up, don't worry about it. You're just going to set it back down. We're just going to press in a little bit and make sure that everything is getting good contact. Here we go. Okay, and you can see the impact that a lash has. I mean, I only have one coat of mascara, but definitely this opens up the eye so much compared to this side here. So, not that, I mean, if you want to do it every day, do it every day. Most of the time I run out of time, but super fun. And they do last very well, especially nice for special occasions or, you know, having pictures done or something like that. If you do not want to mess with doing lashes yourself, I do have my makeup artist in the store can do those for you. I think a lash application is like $10. You have to come in, buy the lashes, and then they'll put them on for you. All right, so we're going to set this down again in the center on the other side. And then we're going to take the outside edge and set that down. And you will also notice as you wear a set of lashes, it will just about do it itself. It like conforms to the shape of your eye and it just knows where it's to be. So my one encouragement to you is the first couple of times that you decide you want to try putting on lashes, give yourself some time. Don't do this when you're like 5 minutes to walking out the door. Make sure that you've just got some time to just play with it and, you know, see how it works. What works for you? What tools do you like? What adhesive do you like? Just have fun with it. You know, don't try to make it some scary thing. Just enjoy it. Okay, and then I'm just going to press. Make sure everything is where it needs to be. I feel a little sticking right there. And there you go. A little sticking right there. And there you go. It happens. That's okay. And I think I've got a little stick. There we go. We're just going to press that in where we want that to be. Ta-da! And now you can see what those lashes look. It's also super interesting to see how different lashes look on yourself. So I would highly encourage you, grab one of those lash kits that's like 12 or 14 different lashes and just take a bunch of selfies, take a picture before, put every different one on, maybe do like one a day, have, you know, a 12 or 14 day time of fun, and just see how each one of those lashes looks, you know, and then look at the selfies and see how each one looks, because it is amazing how different lashes look different ways. So depending on your eye color, depending on your eye shape, depending on your personal preferences of what you like, you may like certain ones over other ones. I just really like these because I like the curl to the lash. I like the volume, but it's not like, you know, oh, look, there's a caterpillar on top of her eyelid. So just have fun with it. Okay, so what else we got? Oh, we have not set our makeup yet. So now we've got everything on there. Everything is done. And now we just need to make sure that it stays that way all day long. So I'm going to grab my D-Slick Urban Decay setting spray. They have tons of different kinds. There are a bunch of different kinds. The one from Benefit has a super fine mist. Very nice. They all do different things. This one is designed to help extend the wear of your makeup and then to control oil. So we're just going to give that a little shake and give a couple sprays. There we go. Fan that down. All right. And once you feel like that is dry, open your eyes, and now you are good to go for the day. So, this has been a whole lot of a little bit of makeup and a whole lot of Jesus. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I look forward to seeing you throughout the week on social media. And better yet than that, come and see me in my store in Midlothian, Texas. So, we are going to take a look at the verses that we have been working on. Let me get that one turned off there. There we go. And we're going to jump back up here. And let's say these verses together. Now, I will tell you that I am going to struggle with a little bit from the verse we had last week, just because that was a hard verse. Okay, so let's start at the very beginning, and hopefully I'll get these things switched in good enough time for you. Okay, here we go. I, James, a slave of God and the Master Jesus, am writing to the 12 tribes scattered to the nations. Hello! Okay, let me get over here now. There we go. Consider it a sheer gift, friends, when tests and challenges come at you from all sides. You know, under pressure, your faith life is forced into the open, showing its true colors. Do not try to get out of anything prematurely. Let it do its work so that you may become mature, fully developed, not deficient in any way. Whew. Okay. Oh, I think I forgot to switch the thing. Okay, I'm so sorry. I apologize. Okay, there you go. Now you can look at that and catch up with me. Okay. Okay. Now we're to the next one. Okay, so if you don't know what you're doing, ask the Father. He loves to help. He will help you, and you will not be condescended to in any way in asking for it. Ask boldly, believingly, without a second thought. Without a second thought. People who worry their prayers are like wind-whipped waves. Wind-whipped waves. Let me take a peek. Okay. Don't think you're going to get anything from the Master that way. Adrift at sea, keeping all of your options open. Okay. No. Oh, good gosh. I forgot to switch it again. Okay, so where are we at? The wind-whipped waves. Don't think you're going to get anything from the Master that way. Adrift at sea, keeping all of your options open. Okay, and now the verse from last week. This one's in two sections too, I believe. So what is that? Scorching? Okay, so this one, I'm literally just going to read it with you because I'm not even going to try this. I will continue to work on it this week. Like I said, we're down and out in this together. So here we go. When down and outers get a break, cheer. And when the arrogant rich are brought down to size, cheer. Prosperity is as short-lived as a wildflower, so don't ever count on it. You know that as the sun rises, pouring down its scorching heat, the flower withers, its petals wilt, and before you know it, the beautiful face is barren. It's a barren stem. Well, that's a picture of the prosperous life. At the very moment that everyone is looking on in admiration, it fades away to nothing. Okay, so, oh my goodness, and then I forgot to switch the screen on you for that one. Okay, I promise to get better this next time. Okay, so here we got. Okay, so our verse for this week should be this one right here. I think that's it. Okay, so the verse for this week. Anyone who meets a testing challenge head on and manages to stick it out is mighty fortunate. For such persons, loyally in love with God, the reward is life and more life. So obviously we have some work to do. So we are going to be working on that this week together. And again, If you will head over to my website, I've got a form that should pop up on there. When you sign up for the email list, I'll send you the first couple of days from the new book that's coming out with how to memorize the book of James. So been working a lot on that. So a little distracted. Okay. So you can definitely find a little bit of makeup and a whole lot of Jesus on your favorite podcast platform, YouTube, Apple Podcasts. What else do we got? Podbean, Instagram, you get it. Okay, so let's send out with a blessing and then we will pray our way out. Are you ready? Here we go. You know, I love music, song, verse and song. So join me with this if you know it. Okay. The Lord bless you and keep you, make his face shine upon you and be gracious to you. The Lord lift his face toward you and give you peace. Heavenly Father, how I thank you so much for everyone that has hung out with me through all of my fumbled words today. You know my heart is in the right place. I pray that you would bless them this week, that they would hide your words in their heart, Father, that we would work on this diligently, that you would overcome our faults and our flaws, and that you would help us to memorize this scripture, to retain it in our hearts and our minds, that this would be readily accessible for us as we go about our days, as we speak with others, as we talk with ourselves, Father, that this would be something that we would be able to treasure and to cherish and to have use and be a part of our life. I just pray that you would bless them this week, whether they're watching live or hanging out later on in a video review. Father, just bless them this week, I pray. In Jesus' name, amen. Well, it has been a joy hanging out with you today. Maybe a little bit crazy with all my word things, but you know what? It has been a delightful time hanging with you, and I hope that you have a wonderful day today, beautiful. I look forward to seeing you on social media this week.